father had a sense of humor, and he bequeathed some of that to me. He once told a joke about, please forgive me, what might sound like a unbelievably gauche religious joke. But my father told the story about the three priests who were gathered together, and one of them said, we all hear confessions of others, but we don't often have a chance to confess our own sins. So I think the three of us together should sit down and confess to one another and ask absolution for the sins that we are guilty of. The first priest said, well, I have to tell you that I have one drink too many and I say things that I shouldn't. And they said, well, no, that's serious, you should try to control it, that we give you absolution. The second one said, well, that I don't always observe all the rules of the church, that I sometimes eat meat on Friday. That they said, well, that you can curb your appetite and we forgive you. And the third one said, I don't think I ought to confess. They said, no, we all agreed that we would confess to one another. He said, I don't think I should. They said, why not? He said, because I can't keep a secret. That's my problem. That if I kept my mouth shut, we wouldn't be here today. I'm very grateful to Kurt, the Truman Library, the National Museum of Jewish History, and to each and every one of you for being here today. But most of all, I'm grateful to God for having given me, and my wife, the three children who participated in the service, to their friends who made this thing possible, each and every one of you for honoring me beyond my worth. So 80 years ago, this is not the anniversary of my bar mitzvah, it was March 5th. Shabbos Parshat Kudei, Shabbos Shkol. And I was almost as nervous then as I am now. But I then knew what I was to do. Very simple. All I had to do was read the portion of the week, which is the final portion of the book of Exodus, that chant the blessings before and after the reading of the Torah for my own Aliyah, and chant the Haftorah, which if you demanded it, I could do right now by heart. I haven't forgotten tunes or the words that I was taught by a very gentle teacher who spent 2 years working on me so that I could get it right. It's not something one expects to live 80 years beyond one's bar mitzvah. And each day becomes a lifetime itself. You treasure the moments, you treasure the hours, you treasure the experiences that each day brings to you. I have been blessed by God, and people say to me, God bless you, and I always say, He already has, each day of my life. My father lived to 96 years, my mother to 99. So that according to my friends and people who know me, say I have good genes. I also have good fortune. The genes alone don't count for it. I have been blessed by God beyond my worth. Each day, I thank Him for what He has given me and what He has allowed me to experience in my lifetime. When I was born, my my mother already had a daughter. And she asked the doctor, what did I give birth to? And he said to her, a boy. And my mother's immediate response was, Louis will be so happy. Any father, if he has a daughter, would like to have a son as well, just to balance out the statistics. My father had 2 daughters, one of whom I will see next week in Israel, and one of whom was passing my board. I am not my father's son. I'm more my mother's than my father. But from the time I was 13 years old, my father was the parent who guided me and who struggled with me, because I was a struggle. From childhood, I did not want to be a rabbi, because I knew I could never be the rabbi my father was. He was an excellent speaker. He was a brilliant mind. He was a charismatic personality. His personality influenced generations of American conservative rabbis and generations of wealthy American Jews who he got to support the Jewish Theological Seminary, to which he devoted the vast portion of his life. He was the son of an Orthodox rabbi who received his speaker from Rabbi in Lithuania. He had grown up at the feet of his father with a mother who wanted him to be the heir to his father's legacy. My father was imbued from childhood with the sense that there were generations of Finkelsteins who were rabbis, and he would be the one to continue it. From my birth, my father was the idea that I would be the one to continue his legacy. It was not something I wanted to be. I didn't have my father's mind. I didn't have his personality. I didn't have his commitment. I didn't have it when I was young. It took a good deal of maturity for me to acquire it after I'd married my wife. And when someone made the suggestions that I should be a rabbi, I had to ask her permission, because I had promised her I would never be one. My son yesterday commented that you always talk about yourself in terms of your father. It's not unnatural. He said his impact upon me, guided me, pushed me, struggled with me. He let me do things that I wanted to do that he was not particularly happy about. My father wanted me, because I was not a great student, to attend a private school where I would get a better education. I insisted on a public school education with my friends in college. At the age of 17, my high school record was not what would get me into a reputable college. So I asked my father permission to enlist in the United States Army. My father didn't argue about it. He signed the form. I entered the Army Specialized Training Reserve Program. At 18, I was sent to Fort McClellan, Alabama, to learn the art of war. My father, who didn't like traveling, made arrangements to spend the Shabbos in Birmingham, Alabama, and to give a sermon there on a Friday night. And then on Saturday night, arranged to be driven from Birmingham, Alabama to Anniston, Alabama, so that he could spend a few hours with me at Fort McClellan. He had gotten the chaplain to get me out of the field and into his house, where I had a dinner with my father and spent the night. As I've told others before, The cost of that was I spent 2 days afterwards doing KP. My father asked the chaplain, "What is my son training for?" And he was told, "For the invasion of Japan, and there will be many casualties." My father didn't reveal this to me until many years later. I can only imagine the terror that went through my father's heart, knowing that his son might be a casualty of war. God was good to me. The war ended. I came home. I attended college, graduated, did my graduate school work in the field of international affairs, and couldn't find a job. One day I walked down the street, saw a building called the Federation of Jewish Philanthropies, and walked into the office of Miss Florence Mervis, asking for a job as public relations, about which I knew something. She said, "We don't have public relations, we have fundraisers." And so, in need of a job, I became a fundraiser for the Federation and then the United Jewish Appeal. What my father couldn't do, work did. I learned that I liked working with Jews. And when somebody suggested that, "Ezra, why don't you think about coming to the seminary?" I thought about it, studied, applied, was admitted, and spent 5 years learning how to be a rabbi. 5 years taught me a great many things. The next 38 years taught me how to be a rabbi. The congregations that were out with me, members of the congregations who came to love me, some of them. And after 38 years of serving the rabbinate, I retired. I don't regret any part of my life. I have some regrets about the aggravation that I caused my father. But I also know that he knew I loved him dearly. It's just that he and I were not the same. I speak now about something my father taught me, because it relates to this moment in my life and the object that stands before you, which was once mine and now is all of yours. My father was a thinker, a writer, and he had an idea which he projected in an essay called Judaism as a system of symbols. The object that stands over there, the Sefer Torah that he gave me on my 13th birthday, my bar mitzvah, is a symbol. It's not the symbol of what you think it is. It's a symbol of a heritage. We don't know exactly when the first scroll of the Torah was written. The 5 books of Moses say that Moses wrote the 5 books and wrote them in the scroll, and the scroll was held in the sanctuary in the wilderness and in the temple in Jerusalem. No one has ever seen it, if it ever existed. But in the 4th and 5th century before the Common Era, there was a Jew who lived in exile, whose name I bear. His writings are found in the small book of the Bible that bears the title Ezra. Tradition says that he assembled the people of Israel in Jerusalem and read from them from the Torah. And the people of Israel who had lost their way and been exiled because of it pledged to live by the Torah. Not the scroll, but the words that were written on it. The scroll is a symbol of ideas that we attribute to the divine source of all existence. My father firmly believed in the symbol and in the divine source of all existence. He prayed regularly, and hoping his prayers were answered. We live by symbols. That somebody before mentioned about the Liberty Bell. It is a symbol. It's a symbol of the need for freedom in human life. It's a symbol of the concept of the equality of all human beings. It's a symbol of the belief of the founding fathers of this country in the ideals by which this country should live. Harry S. Truman was the personification of those ideals. He was a stubborn man who made up his mind, and it was very difficult, if not impossible, to change it. As has been said before, he long years before it was popular, believed in the necessity of finding a homeland for the Jewish people who were driven from their homes by the Nazis during the Second World War. He said once that all the others have national homes to which they can return. The Jews don't have one. When the issue came up before the United Nations, he alone, in the higher echelons of the U.S. government, believed that there should be an opportunity for the creation of a state of Israel. In 1947, before the issue was debated in the UN, Chaim Weizmann came to see him armed with a map of Palestine and explaining to President Truman how the land could be developed, particularly in the field of agriculture. And Harry Truman, who had been a farmer, was pleased by the idea and impressed by the decency and the commitment of Chaim Weizmann to a state of Israel. He saw Chaim Weizmann once again before the issue of the creation of a state in May 1948 was debated. He did so in response to an unsung hero of Jewish life, Eddie Jacobson, who pleaded with him successfully to meet with Chaim Weizmann. And Chaim Weizmann, in his own quiet way, persuaded the President of the United States to stand firm. That Harry Truman knew how to do. In recognition of what he had done, Chaim Weizmann came to the United States to thank him as President of the State of Israel. As has been told, an emissary of the President of Israel called the seminary and asked for a gift that could be given to the President of the United States. And my father's response was that I can't give you anything from the museum, but my son has a Sefer Torah, and I'm sure he would be pleased to give it to Chaim Weizmann. That Torah is a symbol. It's a symbol of commitment of one Jew, or two Jews, to the state of Israel. Chaim Weizmann, who pleaded the cause, and my father, who recognized that the Sefer Torah doesn't belong to one child. It belongs to the world. And it's a symbol of people of Israel throughout history. In the 3rd century before the Common Era, a high priest in Jerusalem sent a Sefer Torah, perhaps no bigger than that one, to the king of Egypt, the Pharaoh of Egypt. It was given over to him to translate into the Greek language. And from it came a document called the Septuagint, one of the earliest translations of the Hebrew of the Torah and the Bible into an alien language. My father remembered that story and understood that Jews throughout the generations had made offerings of the gift of the Torah to the sovereign under whose subjection they lived. It was the hope that the sovereign would have the text of the Torah translated into his tongue, that he might benefit from the moral and humanitarian lessons that the Torah has to teach. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. My father was a firm believer that history is also a symbol of how we should live. We should learn from the past. On the archives of the United States, which I have visited, there's a statement that comes out of, I think it's Latin literature. The past is future. Study the past. How much future I have, God only knows. But I have a past. I've tried to teach my children, and through them my grandchildren, the blessing I have of great-grandchildren, to live by the values, the ideals, principles, and even the statutes of what is written in that Torah. I said before, it doesn't belong to me, it belongs to you. I don't mean you individually, I mean the corporate you, the world in which we live. Each of us has a commitment to that book, to the Sefer Torah and its teachings. I like to think that somewhere along the line, I've been able to communicate the idea that a Jew should study the Torah and try to live by it. I hope all of you will. I'm deeply grateful to each of my children. They bless me every day of their lives. I'm grateful to my grandchildren, who will build up in the world something of what I hope to do in my lifetime. One of my grandsons is not here. He's in Corpus Christi, Texas, learning to be a naval air pilot. It's a heritage he got from his grandfather, not me, his father's father. I like to think that some of what our equipment is also part of Ezra Finkelstein. I'm humbled by the criticism of faith that I'm glad that the Sefer Torah stands as a memory, not to me, but the relationship between the President of the United States and the President of Israel. I have a special reason to be grateful. I mentioned it last night to those who were here yesterday. I never met Harry S. Truman. Never had the chance to speak to him. My father did, but I didn't. But Harry S. Truman is the reason I'm here now. If he hadn't authorized the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, I might have been on the beaches of Honshu. I like to think that my father expressed the thanks of his son by giving Weitzman Torah that stands before you now. precious to me as it was then. And I thank you, each of you, for being here today, to give me the undeserved tribute that I enjoyed greatly. Thank you. God bless you.
I think just have a couple of closing words. First of all, I'd like to ask everybody just to bring their siddur and put it in the back. Otherwise, I owe the Big Hills Jewish Center a large gift. So make sure you bring the books there. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank a couple of friends of my pop and other people that came here today. First of all, I'd like to thank Rabbi Rank, who was here today, who took over my father's shul at Midway. And it's a pleasure to have him here. My pop was always grateful that you were the person who took over and continued illustrious traditions that kept Midway the center of Jewish life in Syosset and Nassau County. I'd like to welcome Rabbi Ackerman of Philadelphia, who's here today, which I think was a great honor. And lastly, I'd like to also thank George Klein of the ZOA, who came